Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Let It Die for the PS4. The game is also available for Microsoft Windows. Let It Die is a free-to-play hack and slash game developed by Grasshopper Manufacture. The game sees players fight their way through the Tower of Barbs in South Tokyo under the tutelage of the Grim Reaper. The game features an interesting death system. When you die, your character data is circulated to other players' games, as your reanimated fighter becomes a powerful in-game enemy. So, what is the game like to play? Well, it's a simple premise. Get to the top of the Tower of Barbs, but each floor gets progressively harder and you'll need better weapons and armor to make it all the way to the top. The tower is infested with mushrooms and the air is toxic, so every fighter has to have a mask to filter the poisonous air. The more enemies you kill, the more you level up. If you die and have enough tokens, you can buy back in or salvage your character at the hub, otherwise they're gone for good. So the game, it's all about risk and reward and knowing when to end your current run and head back to the hub to replenish your health and items. And as I said, when you die, your character becomes reanimated and enters other players' games as an enemy. The game features a wide range of weapons from melee to ranged weapons. These have a durability rating, as do the clothing and armor, so you'll need to keep spares on your travels. You can wield a weapon in each hand and the controls are pretty easy to pick up. You can dodge, roll, jump and traverse the environment or avoid attacks that way. One other feature of the combat includes your heart rate. Run, jump or fight too much and you'll need a moment to rest, so it's important to pace yourself, otherwise you'll be a sitting duck mid-combat. The enemies vary from basic foes to more fearsome ones, in particular the other dead players who can prove a real problem early on in the game. Every time you kill an enemy they drop an item, whether it be a weapon or a piece of armor, and these are essential for improving your chances. The levels are littered with loot and treasure, and every kill also grants you gold coins which can be used in the hub stores. And speaking of the hub, here you can buy new fighters and store them in the freezer for future use. You can buy a male or a female fighter, and it's a good system if you want to level up a bunch of different characters. There are shops who can build new items for you if you have the necessary resources. You can also take on missions and store items in your locker for future use. You will also encounter the semi-naked pole dancing mushroom fiend who is obsessed with the 40+ variations of mushrooms you'll find in the tower. She can brand you with a tattoo that will grant you special augmented statistic boosts. And you can also invade other players' hubs and kidnap their fighters, take them home and lock them in the toilet to drain out valuable resources. Graphically the game won't blow you away, but it's a pretty cool and stylized game world with a heavy sci-fi and steampunk vibe. The graphics have a touch of the cel shaded quality about them, and the general effects and the combat look pretty good, and it is all overall a visually satisfying experience. The music suits the steampunk style, and the voice acting and general sound effects are of a very good nature, although they are quite over the top and camp at times. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? It's a pretty straightforward game with a simple premise. The combat, albeit fairly basic, is very satisfying. The game has a great art style and a good soundtrack. The encounters with the reanimated players make for some tense battles, and it's a lot of fun and it's pretty addictive. What's bad? The tower does feel a bit samey throughout. The menu loading times can take a long time and it can be a bit of a grind to level up. So, what's the verdict? Let It Die is a simple yet addictive combat game with a fun and playful style. It's the type of game you can pick up for an hour or two, make a bit of progress, then leave it alone. The art style is very cool and trippy, and the game certainly has a lot of charm and character. Once you get to grips with how everything works, it's a lot of fun, and personally I really enjoyed it, although it's not a game I'd say you'll play for hours on end. But if you're looking for a free-to-play combat game that's not too taxing and it will make you laugh, then Let It Die is definitely worth looking into. You know, for me, the first couple of weeks playing this, I really liked it, and then after 2 weeks or so, I did start to sort of drift a bit. I still come back to it now and again, but it definitely is one of those games where you really have to get into it, and once you stop playing it, you kind of lose interest a bit. But it's very casual and easy, so if you haven't played it for 3 weeks and then you play it, you're right back in there because there's no real story. Okay, so my score for Let It Die is 7.75 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.